this gonna fall? I know it's gonna fall. Good morning. Hello, it is currently 10 a.m. I am off to a slow start this morning, to say the least. Hello, welcome to a new vlog. Vlogtober, perhaps? I almost said Vlogmas. Vlogtober, perhaps? I don't know. I just realized, oh yeah, Vlogtober is a thing that I often do. I should try to do this, but here we are. I spent the morning doing some reading on the couch because I'm very sucked into my book at the moment, which is The God of the Woods, and I'm approaching the finish line on this. I'm in the last 100 pages or so. I think I have 100 pages left. Oh no. I have 175 pages left. I have 175 pages left of this. Okay, who am I kidding? But I'm very sucked in. This has been on my long-term TBR for a very long time. It was something that I picked up last summer because it actually happens it's really a good like summer read, I would say, but I thought I could get away with it because a lot of the events happen in August. So even though it's almost October. Okay, it's very much more of a summer read. It takes place in a summer camp. Basically, a girl goes missing, but she has a very complicated history with her family, kind of owns the camp. Is she potentially connected to a previous disappearance from another kid from that family in the woods neighboring the camp? It's a very interesting story in that there's a lot of different POVs and a lot of different time periods. It bounces around between a lot of different things. It goes back in time to when a previous child of this family, the Van Laars, disappeared, to then present time with a detective who's sort of looking for a different child of theirs, of the Van Laars that has gone missing. Then there's in between periods of when the girl that's gone missing, her name is Barbara. That's not a spoiler, by the way. It's full blown the whole premise of this book. You kind of also go to a different time period where Barbara is at the camp. You're getting that perspective through a different camper. There's a lot of jumping around that goes on in this book. But it took a while for me to get into it because it is at a very slow pace. I feel like it is a mystery, but it is very much like a contemporary fiction in the way that the characters are portrayed in this, and you sort of follow their backstories and whatnot. But that said, it's very interesting. It's very well written. And it took me a bit to get into it because it is kind of a slow burn. I'd say it's like a slow burn mystery. Okay. Very much, again, contemporary fiction vibes. It took me 150, 175 pages for me to really get into it. It is a beast. This is a nearly 500 page book, but I'm finally invested. I'm finally sucked in, and I want to know what freaking happens. It is also September 30th at the day that I'm filming this. So I really would love to finish this to kind of get another book checked off the list for September before rolling into October. I also think I have a pre-order arriving today. Stay tuned. And I'm really antsy to read that book when it arrives. So I would love to get this out of the way so that when my pre-order shows up, I can dive right into that one. But I forced myself to take a break because I have a video I have to get out today. It is my tarot video for Patreon. On the all access tier, they basically get bonus content. And one of those videos is a tarot journal with me video. And I mixed it up a little bit this month. I did like a tarot wish list, like kind of going over like a chatty video of like decks that I want, but I need to edit the video and I have to get it up today because it is a September video. So I have forced myself to put my book down and come in here and get some editing done. I'm so behind on all of my editing. I have a studio vlog. I have another Patreon vlog to edit. I have a freaking happy planner video of unboxing my custom happy planner that I still have not edited. I filmed it, haven't edited it. That's something that I need to eventually get to. I have a lot of editing. So I need to sit down, hunker down, lock in at least for an hour and try to get a big chunk of editing done. I also have been working on my October project. I need to kind of tap back into that, which I've been doing these like paper dolls, which you'll see at some point. I think you maybe would have already gotten a preview of that in a studio vlog that I think is going to go up before this video. I need to get that video edited. I have so much to do. I'm slightly overwhelmed. I've had a busy few weeks just like in my personal life. So my work schedule, kind of continuing from summer, my work schedule has been very all over the place. I really need to try to get some of this work done. And I have a rare day today where I kind of have the full day. My kiddo's at school and he doesn't have any extracurriculars that I have to drive him all over the place to get to. So that's why I was like, I'll take the morning to read just a little bit because I do have a full work day today, which again, I haven't had in a few weeks. This is a rare situation for me. Gonna try to hunker down and get this video edited. I'll reward myself with a bit of reading, I think, and then hopefully toggle back to working on my October project. I will check in with you with hopefully a nice update of me editing this tarot video. Okay, hi. I have been reading for a bit here. This book is a lot of fun to buddy read with someone, by the way. I've been texting Allie. We've been texting each other back and forth because she's also been reading this throughout the day. We are like about in the same spot, and we've both been texting each other like theories of what we think is going on. I'm not really like a big mystery person, but there's so many elements to this that make it so interesting, and there's such a wide array of a cast of characters here that it really keeps you guessing which direction things are going to go in. Now, I'm usually not very good about predicting where certain mysteries are going or whodunits or whatever. Bestie Allie, she is a thriller girly, okay? She reads a lot of thriller books. It's like her favorite genre, so she usually can predict where things are going, and she has said, I don't know where this book is going. I have no idea. So it's just been fun to kind of theorize this as we kind of go along. Let's see, how far have I gotten? I have cracked past the 300 page mark. I'm currently at 322. I let myself read for an hour here after getting my other video done. So I got my tarot video edited, posted, thumbnail done, got it up on Patreon. So that was a bit of a relief getting that video edited and fully off my plate. So as a reward, I sat on the couch. Actually, I was outside for a little bit, but it was getting pretty hot out there. Cracked an Alani and allowed myself to read for about an hour or so. But I'm stopping now to go back into my studio and work on my October art project a little bit. I have a couple of paper dolls that just need the outline so that I can scan them, and then I can now assemble those together, which would be fun because I'd have 4 new ones to assemble and get done. But I interrupt this transition from reading to working again to bring you a bit of a book haul. First up, my son is really into these bad guy books. So not a book for me, but a book for my kiddo. We had a friend of ours that gifted him the first like 3 or 4 books or so, and he absolutely loves them. So we read them with him at nighttime, and he just really likes them. They're kind of like comic book style, which is really fun. And he's in first grade, so a lot of the words and stuff he's able to actually read on his own, which is really nice. And obviously there's still like pictures, and it's a fun format, and the books are all like, they kind of go in order. Yeah, we were gifted the first couple. He got really into them, and then I thrifted a whole bunch of them, which was really exciting. But there was one random issue we were missing. So this was book 7 I was missing, and had been trying to thrift it and find it, but I didn't. So I ended up just go ahead and buying it because we are approaching this one. So I didn't want him to have a gap in the ones that we were reading. So if you've got a kid, highly recommend. My son really likes this. Okay, then I have a book that I ordered that I forgot I ordered. And this was influenced by Lachlan. She is my favorite booktuber. I'm pretty sure I've talked about her and her channel here before. She's not only my favorite booktuber, she is like my ultimate comfort YouTuber. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. She's one of the few YouTubers where I will just put her videos on, even if I've seen them before, and just let it play in the background because it's cozy, especially like while I'm reading and stuff. Her videos are just a vibe. Highly recommend. I'm also a member of her Patreon. So I get to watch all of her Patreon stuff, and like her she's got a Patreon book club and all that kind of stuff. I just love her videos. She's just really cool. So I'll put a link to her channel down below. But this was a book she read recently, In the Veins of Drowning, by Callie Cassidy, and she like raved about this, said it was like her favorite book of the year, read it and then immediately bought a copy to annotate. So I was very intrigued. I did get it on my Kindle, but I don't know, there was something that I just really wanted to get the physical copy. I don't know much about it other than what Lachlan has talked about in her videos. But I believe it follows a siren of some sort. I don't know. And it just sounds like a good time, and I wanted to give it a go. I'm hoping to get to this sooner than later once I knock out obviously these other giant books that I'm reading. Then of course, the pre-order that arrived that I'm really, really excited about is Lila Sage's new book, Soul Searching. Lila Sage is the author of the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Oh my gosh, try to say that 10 times fast. You guys have seen me read her books in a reading vlog previously. I'll put a link to that video down below in case you missed it. But I'm a big fan. She wrapped up that cowboy romance series, and now this is sort of the new one. I guess it's the Sweetwater Peak series, but this has a paranormal element to it. I don't know if she can talk to ghosts or something. I'm trying to go into it blind, so I don't really want to read the description on it, but the cover is amazing. I'm obsessed. There's also some spooky house in the background with a shadow in the window. I don't know. It's perfect for the season. I'm really, really excited for this. This is a big, highly anticipated read for me. I'm very, very excited. Picking up 2 fun new little books here that I'm really excited to get to. Okay, I need to be good. Even though I want to keep reading, I need to be good and go get some more work done. So I'm going to do that now. If I can at least get those outlined, I feel like I'm in a good spot because then I need to get the kiddo from school and begin dinner prep and all that fun stuff. Also in between all this, I've been doing laundry. So I've had a somewhat productive day. I'm just glad I got that video done. Oh my gosh, even though I have so many... I have so many more videos. I have so many more videos to edit, but that was one that was like very time sensitive. So that is done and up. Okay. Time to get to it. Have I gone back to work? No, not at all. Am I stress eating candy because things are getting crazy in this book? Why, yes. Yes, I am. I am too sucked in right now. I just got some crazy information and things are happening. I think I'm officially in the last 100 pages. Yes, I'm in like the last 100 pages of this. Things are happening. Things are happening. Hello, everybody. Now comes the not so fun part of making dinner. James worked from home today, so whenever James is here, it means I have to cook a real dinner. Because normally I just cook for myself and I cook for my kiddo, but this will require some actual cooking, so here we go. Thankfully, I have a HelloFresh meal, not sponsored. Fun fact, I actually broke up with HelloFresh a while ago. I've been on a big break from HelloFresh because I was getting really mad with the quality of the ingredients, and my box was being delivered at very weird times of the day. Like my box, out of nowhere, started showing up at like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, we aren't gonna do this. So I canceled, and I have been off HelloFresh for actually most of this year, but I rejoined because I think they've totally revamped their thing. They have a whole new app. They've got tons of recipes now. Seems like they've revamped some things, and since re-upping, this is only my second week being back, my box has been arriving at a good time of the day, which is really great. But stuff like this is so helpful because I'm usually just cooking for myself, and I have very random nights where we're all together for me to cook dinner. So what was happening is that I feel like I was having so much more food waste with all these random things. Even though I would meal plan to the best of my ability, I was still having a hard time just because James's schedule is just so all over the place. So it's very challenging for me to meal plan. I know how to do all those things, but my day-to-day schedule and what I have to cook for everybody really varies. I caved and returned back to this because I thought even on those nights where maybe I'm not cooking for everybody, I'm at least cooking something decent for myself where I then have leftovers for lunch the next day. That's why I signed back up. I had a really good recipe yesterday. I cooked this last night. It's this Vietnamese style shrimp lettuce wraps. Oh my gosh, this was so good. And even James had said, whoa, this is a keeper. This was like 6-star, holy moly, really good. And the ingredients weren't that complicated to where, and this is the other thing that I like with HelloFresh, you learn your favorites and then you just start making it on your own, right? You get the ingredients to do your own thing. That's how I've actually developed a lot of like my staple recipes that I cook a lot. I learned how to make from HelloFresh. Again, not sponsored, but for tonight, I figured I'd go ahead and cook this one up. This is the Hey Honey salmon with potato wedges and zesty green beans. Leota is drinking her water. Good girl. Good girl. I know I haven't talked about Leota at all. At some point during this Vlogtober, I will give you the update on Leota. I just did a big update on backstory on her in a Patreon vlog, so I'm not ready to repeat all that information all over again. Anywho, the other thing I gotta do is put away dishes. I don't know if you can see over here. Yesterday was a dog food day. Yes, I make dog food from scratch. I make it mainly for our senior pug, Olive. But with that usually comes a lot of dishes. And I did most of that last night and during the day yesterday. So I got to get it all put away. But I don't think this is going to be too bad. I think the most annoying thing with this is going to be cutting these dang potatoes and just roasting things, but I think this should be relatively easy. Let's give it a whirl. Let's get these dishes put away. Let's cook dinner. All I want to do is read my book. I'm so sucked into this book, you guys. Oh, I did get some outlining done, so I'm happy about that. We're just checking off this to-do list. The fun part about Vlogtober and Vlogmas is you really get to see just how mundane my everyday life is. Good morning. Oh, as I spill my coffee. It may seem as though I have not left this spot on the couch, but I have. I wanted to pop in. I wanted to pop in to just wrap up my final thoughts on God of the Woods because I finished it last night. I stayed up late and finished it. I don't know if this happens for anybody, when you are like really sucked into a book, it's like the last 100 pages, you're flying through. You finish it, you have all these crazy emotions. I had all sorts of emotions at the end of this book. And then you get like the zoomies afterwards. I was so jacked up. It was like 11 o'clock at night. It was like I drank a can of Alani. I just had full blown finished book zoomies running around. This book was fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. 5 out of 5 stars. This is a book that I feel like I'm going to think about for a while. There were just some really incredible characters in this. The way that these various timelines were sort of woven together. There were all sorts of interesting sort of little threads that you are following along. Again, you're following this sort of mystery of girl who goes missing at a camp, and it ends up being really sort of like two mysteries you're following along throughout this, and how, you know, are they or aren't they interconnected? The various characters and their roles in these two different situations. I don't want to give away too much because I really highly recommend just kind of going into this blindly. It is slow to start, okay? Because although it is, I would say, a mystery, less of a thriller, it's really more of a mystery. It does lean in the contemporary fiction genre side of things. So just know that like there's a lot of character depth in this, and it does take a bit to really kind of get hooked into it. I would say it took me around 150 pages until I was like, okay, I'm locked in, I'm invested. But definitely when I hit like page 300 or so, I was super invested and didn't want to pick up anything else. I know this book, I think it won Book of the Month's Book of the Year, I think. And it was also a Goodreads finalist, I believe. This was in 2024, if I remember correctly. But excellent book, highly recommend, 5 stars. It was a great read. I did end up starting last night 2 of my books. I really wanted to start Soul Searching, but I didn't. I was hoping this was on Kindle Unlimited. It's not. So I waited until today. So I'll start this at some point today. But I did end up starting In the Veins of Drowning last night because I had bought this on my Kindle. I think like I had like digital rewards or whatever. That's how I buy Kindle books, because they're free with my digital rewards. So I guess I had bought this, a long time ago, and it was just sitting on my Kindle and I completely forgot. So I did start reading that late last night, just a little bit. And I want to try to get to a better stopping point this morning. So that's the 2 books that I am currently kind of really bouncing between. I did also start, by the way, Crescent City Book 1. I have it over there on the shelf, but I probably won't talk about that because everyone talks about those books. And I'm only like 165 pages in or something like that. And that's going to be like a journey. I'm also annotating it, and I'm just doing like 1 chapter at a time. So it's really not even worth like talking about it. But that is the other book that I'm currently reading. But I'm hoping to dive really fully into these 2 and bounce between these 2 over the next couple of days. So just wanted to give you the book update, because as we continue into Vlogtober here, there will be lots of book things happening. I read a lot, so that's going to be a thing that's going to be in these vlogs. With all that said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this little vlog here. Stay tuned for more Vlogtober vlogs. I may just roll right into another one after I finish this clip. I don't know. If you made it this far in the video, why don't you leave, because it's giving God of the Woods vibes. Why don't you leave a tree and something pink in the comments down below, so that I know you're a real one and you made it to the end. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I put out at least 1 new video every week, and of course lots of Vlogtober vlogs ahead. If you're looking for more content, you can always join my Patreon. I have lots of exclusive videos over there, vlogs, art videos, tarot videos. There's literally hundreds of videos over there. Just joining, you get access to all that previous content. Like this video if you liked it. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.